ASUS monitor connectivity issues usually stem from problems with the connection itself, the GPU drivers, or display settings. Let's troubleshoot. First, ensure cables like HDMI, DisplayPort, or USB-C are securely connected and undamaged. Then, we'll delve into driver updates and system settings to solve the problem and get your display working. When troubleshooting ASUS monitor connectivity issues, start by checking cable connections and port integrity. Inspect both the monitor and your PC or laptop ports for any visible damage that could cause connection problems. A loose or damaged cable is often the culprit behind connection failures. Make sure all connections are secure and the cable shows no signs of wear. Ensure you're using the appropriate cable for your desired resolution and refresh rate. For example, HDMI 2.1 cables support 4K at 120 Hz, while older versions may not. Try reseating the cable firmly on both ends, or swap in a different cable to rule out hardware issues with the current one. If you're using a docking station, bypass it and test a direct connection to isolate any dock-related problems. The operating system must detect your ASUS monitor for it to work properly. In Windows, right-click the desktop and open Display Settings. If the monitor isn't showing up, click the Detect button to search for it. You can also press the Windows key plus P to cycle through different display modes like Duplicate or Extend. On macOS, open System Preferences and select Displays to check detection. For Linux systems, access your desktop environment's display settings, such as in GNOME Settings or KDE System Settings. Finally, always verify that your ASUS monitor is powered on and connected properly before troubleshooting further. Outdated GPU drivers are a major cause of connectivity problems. Update your NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel drivers. Update your NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel drivers. Use ASUS GPU Tweak Tool or Device Manager. Download latest drivers from manufacturer's website. For NVIDIA, get Studio Driver V560+. Restart your computer after updating. Mismatched resolution and refresh rates can cause black screens or no signal issues on your ASUS monitor. First, right-click on your desktop and select Display Settings to access the configuration. In Display Settings, ensure the resolution matches your monitor's native resolution, which you can find in the ASUS product specifications. Next, set the refresh rate to the recommended value, usually 60 Hz or higher depending on your monitor's capabilities. Finally, use ASUS's Armoury Crate software to optimize and calibrate these settings for the best performance. BIOS and firmware updates are rarely needed, but can resolve specific display connectivity issues, particularly those related to PCIe allocation affecting external monitors. To update BIOS, visit the ASUS support website and search for your specific motherboard or laptop model to find the latest firmware. Download the update file and follow ASUS's detailed instructions precisely to prevent hardware damage during the flashing process. Firmware updates for ASUS monitors themselves are also available and can enable new features like DisplayPort 2.1 support for better compatibility with modern GPUs. For example, ASUS ROG Strix XG27UQR monitors required firmware v2.1 to work properly with RTX 50 series GPUs, and ProArt monitors received hotfixes during the Windows 12 rollout to restore detection. If you're using a USB-C dock or adapter with your ASUS monitor, it could be the source of connectivity issues. Docks act as intermediaries between your laptop and external devices, but compatibility problems or faults can interrupt the display signal. First, verify that your dock supports the necessary features. For example, it needs to handle video output like HDMI or DisplayPort, power delivery up to your laptop's needs, and possibly Thunderbolt for high-speed data. Check your dock specifications against your ASUS monitor's requirements. To isolate the problem, connect your ASUS monitor directly to your laptop using an appropriate cable like HDMI or USB-C. This bypasses the dock entirely. If the monitor works directly, the issue likely lies with the dock. If not, the problem is elsewhere in your setup. A faulty dock can cause intermittent display loss or complete signal failure. Look for physical damage on ports or test different USB-C cables. Some docks have multiple ports. Try switching to identify if a specific port is defective. Outdated dock drivers can prevent proper communication with your ASUS monitor. Visit the dock manufacturer's website to download the latest drivers, often labeled as firmware updates. For example, Lenovo ThinkPad docks have specific driver packages that resolve connectivity issues. In complex setups with multiple peripherals, ensure your dock can handle the load. For instance, docks with Ethernet, multiple USB ports, and dual display support like AV access devices can manage various connections, but overloading can cause monitor issues. If basic troubleshooting steps haven't resolved your ASUS monitor connectivity issue, these advanced tips can help. First, check ASUS support forums for known issues specific to your monitor model. Community discussions often reveal solutions for common problems. Next, utilize Windows' built-in troubleshooting tools to automatically detect and fix display-related problems. As a last resort, consider performing a clean install of your GPU drivers to eliminate any corrupted files causing connectivity issues. Remember, experts indicate that 65% of ASUS monitor connectivity problems result from user-end driver neglect. Implementing proactive updates can prevent future issues.